If you guys are interested in enhancing your accessories game, check out Avalon Accessories. Avalon Accessories is a company based out of California. Their specialty is creating high-quality custom accessories for trading card game players. They sent me some dice, and they sent me these really cool Digivice counters for recording memory in the Digimon trading card game. They're metal, they're collectible, they don't bend. In the dice, there's a few GOAT-related ones, there's a few Digimon-related ones, and they have lots of really awesome content on their website. After playing with the dice, they are really high quality. They're just weighted like any other dice. And I really do like the Digivices. They're a nice touch. I'll put a link to their website and Twitter in the description and in the comments. Take a look and help them out, because they're a really cool company and make really awesome things. Hey everyone, we're back with another crazy game store story. Oh man, you're gonna love this one. I'm actually not gonna exaggerate the details of this story because it's ridiculous as is. It's actually amazing. Honestly, I didn't believe it at first, but the more and more I read it, the more and more it makes sense. So while this does provide a good, humorous outlet, there is a very important takeaway that we'll discuss when we're done reading the story. The story was sent in by Jack, who is a manager of a game store. Does a little bit of cards, but is mostly, video games. I guess how it works is they pay for a day pass or whatever, they can play games and that's it. So like a board game cafe type thing for video games. Kind of what I want to do eventually with my store at some point, if I ever can. It'd be cool. So this actually happened 2 weeks ago. It was Friday, and we had one of our regulars come in. It was a boy, no older than 12 by the look of him. I'm going to call him Bobby for convenience sake. I don't know his name, so I hope that isn't a lucky guess. To be fair, I've dabbled with a couple Bobbies in my card game history, and let me tell you, it's always the Bobbies that get into trouble. It's the same thing every Friday where boys have an all-day gaming pass, leaves him money for food, and leaves. I guess this is one of the parents or whatever. A few hours pass where he's playing our PS4. The PS4 faces the window. A few hours pass uneventfully. I had some packages to open in the office and just left the door open so I could come out in the situation of customers. I hear the bell that chimes whenever the door opens, and I saw the standard family, 2 parents and 2 kids. And they look disgusted at whatever they're looking at. So this is where the fun stuff happens. I turn my head to see what they see, and sure enough, Bobby is staring at the TV playing GTA. He's in the strip club, zoomed in on one of the girls' chests. I'm sure you can see the issue here. I don't know, can you guys see the issue here? Comment down below if you see the issue here. I don't know, I'm just reading the story. I run over and yell at him. Dude, there are other kids in here. You can't be watching that, man. You need to turn the game off? Pervert looks pissed off at me. Exclamation mark, question mark. He turned off the game and played Fortnite like the other kids. His father picked him up while I was in the bathroom and the owner was running the front. He got lucky I wasn't there. I would have ratted him out. That could have ended so much more worse. I was grateful the family laughed at the situation afterwards. So what topic does this bring up? I think you guys can figure it out. But adult content in the gaming store, or any store in general, is very interesting. You have stores that are bred around that kind of thing. Like the stores that sell sex toys, or other items of that nature. I don't know anything about all that stuff. There are some stores that are just your grandma, grandpa, run-of-the-mill brick-and-mortar stores that never would see anything like this in the day or the night, ever. And that's okay, it's perfectly mature. And then you have these stores in the middle, these game stores, or these activity stores, where you're not really expecting this sort of thing. However, when it comes to certain games, you're gonna have this happen from time to time. More and more today's video games are actually being developed with full frontal nudity. The Witcher comes to mind, the Grand Theft Autos come to mind, as obviously by this example, and I'm sure there are others, I just don't play many games. So I guess the question is, where do you draw the line? I think the person that sent me the story did a very intelligent thing by saying, hey, no, turn it off. What do you want me to do? Get rid of it. And he ran it, and the child went to play Fortnite, like all other children do, all over tutorials playing Fortnite. What is super interesting is that this brings up a concept that the children of today, thanks to social media and just a whole general maturity development, makes it so 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds are a lot more inept when it comes to sexual, mature adult content. Like, there are 12-year-olds having sex. It exists. And there's people that are like 13, 14 having children. It's just what it is. This is the way the world is now because everything is so developed. It's perfectly natural, I think, for a 12-year-old with the right exposure to want to see titties. Like, it is, right? Especially if they don't have the game at home because their parents can't afford it, you know, or the system. So if they want to get a little bit of action, it only makes sense for them to peep a view here and there. I'm kind of derailing with this subject. I'm kind of going more into societal norms at this point. But I think my point remains that, you know, expecting children to follow the rules of what is moral and sensitive isn't something you should really invest in nowadays. Going back to the store itself, I think that if you run this type of joint, and it's where people can play games or watch movies or whatever, and they have adult content in them that you don't want random people coming in and seeing, you know, when they're just shopping for some games or something, you're gonna want to impose very strict rules, like no nudity, no sex, no drugs, nothing. Just keep it away, play the game, ignore all that, and get rid of it, don't use it. If you're having like an in-house private event, I think that's okay. Like, I host in-house private events technically when I'm having tournaments. Some of them are closed off and people can't come into the store because the store is closed. So, you know, they're all mature adults. If someone's watching porn on their phone, do I really care? I only care if someone actually has an issue with it, but if we have a whole bunch of adult card players that are into that sort of stuff and don't mind, well then, I don't know what to tell you. It really does become an issue though when you are inviting audiences in that have different cultural norms, different societal norms, and it becomes an issue because they don't know what's acceptable. And when they see that kind of stuff, when certain people witness activity of that nature, it does create conflicts. It will turn away customers. That's just how it is. Here's the moral of the story. If you're running a business that unintentionally deals with this type of material once in a while, if you're open to the public, do impose strict rules to say this doesn't happen here. If you get caught with it, you're not doing it ever again. Those type of rules. That way when customers come in, you know, there's no risk of any hot material turning them away. You want to make customers, not break customers, and that's what these rules should allow. I know that eventually when I get into the whole gaming thing and people can come in and play games, if I'm open to the public, I will be imposing something like that as well. Because I don't want some random grandma with their child coming in and the first thing they see is, oh look, what are they doing, mommy? You know, no. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. I found it rather comical and I hope you took away a good lesson. Don't forget that I'm allowing people to come and message me with these stories. You know, I actually have, you know, one or two more good ones that I want to share, and we'll cover them over time, but feel free to drop them in. And if they're applicable, I will definitely make a video, like I did with this one. Because I thought it was a great example, and honestly, it's just a funny situation. That's all I got, guys. We'll see you next time.